I'm Josh Abrams, joined as always for Lacrosse with Peter Clay.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Good, Pete. Good to have you aboard.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Special night here, and I'm not talking about the 90-degree weather, of course. It's senior night.
Yes, it is. And I have a senior out there, so it's I will be kind and clean and keep my comments to myself.
Just what we're looking for in a color commentator. Perfect.
No.
Well, before we get started, we do want to give a shout out to the seniors tonight. Of course, number 2, Jacob Clay, as already mentioned. Number 9, Matt Milko. Number 12, Spencer Gravel. Number 21, Anders Brandt. 22, Nick Fish. 23, Jack Lima. And 24, Griffin Frank. Putting a capper here on a wonderful lacrosse career here at Ashland.
They have, and I've known these kids since they were 3rd, 4th grade playing together. And it's pretty interesting to see these guys out here right now.
Okay, well, if we have any stoppages here, Pete will be counting on you to share some embarrassing anecdotes from the early days of these guys.
I'll see what I can pull out of my head.
Okay, so it looks like Nick Fish is going to be out there for the Clockers to take the opening face-off up against number 5, Danny Nash of the Panthers.
And Nick has been pretty effective this year at the face-offs. And as we all may know, it's a possession game.
Panthers up with it. And correction, that's Brian Sahagian who actually had the opening face-off for the Panthers.
That was a turnover. And number 3, PJ Kassane is going to work the ball up. And he crosses over to Jake Cavini.
Okay, so Pete, what are some of the things we can look for here from the Clockers tonight? It's our first game on WACA this season, but you've seen most of them.
Well, Ashland beat them the second game of the season this year, about 16-10. It was a well-played game. Ashland struggled recently, so we'll see what kind of happens here today. You never really know what you're going to get right now.
Absolutely. I mean, both teams right now have under 500 records. The Clockers at 4-7 overall, Panthers at 5-6. But you got to like that the Clockers have a win under their belt against these Panthers.
And there's a turnover.
Unforced turnover there. Ball rolls out of bounds near midfield. So the Panthers will take over possession here. That's Nick Cotting for the Panthers, who will start with the ball. He'll be defended by Matt Milko.
Ball down.
Okay, Danny Nash with it here with the Panthers. Heavy defensive pressure put on by Nick Fish. Now he backs it off a little bit and working the near sideline.
We got number 4, Aiden Fish, which is Nick's sophomore brother, playing the little long pole down there on defense.
Yeah, got a couple pairs of brothers on this Clocker team. And it's Anders Brandt unable to make the stop there for the Clockers. So Panthers here off to an early one. Quick break in the action here. I want to give a shout out to the Shaker Point crew up there in New York watching us tonight. Not sure if they're actually watching live or on demand. I know that tonight is bocce night at Shaker Point, Pete.
That was a nice shout out for our friend Brian Kassane over there.
Absolutely, and
who's been dedicated filming all these games this year for the high school team. So we're thankful for Brian as well. So give him a little shout out.
Absolutely, proud father of sophomore PJ Kassane. Panthers flying here down the field under heavy pressure, almost triple teamed. Clockers look like trying to force a turnover. Ball still loose right in front of the net. Still loose. Recovered by the Panthers. That's Kevin Lyons now dishing off to Harry Smith. Ball's now being moved around on the far sideline.
And they're switching out players. Setting up a play here.
So we'll see how this plays out, Pete. So far, the Panthers really dominating the tempo here so far.
They are.
Okay, almost a turnover. Now picked back up there by Aiden Fish. Ball's loose in front, gathered by Danny Nash. Good defensive pressure there by PJ Kassane. The long stick. There's a centering pass to Harry Smith. Thought about shooting, pulls it back. Wheeling and dealing, looking for an opening. He shoots on.
Nice save.
Nice save by Brandt. Recovered by Kassane. Passing to Brandt now, looking for somebody open.
And PJ was
onto the long stick. A good pass down the wing to
offsides.
Spencer Gravel.
We're offsides.
No call.
Nope.
Well, now we have it. Okay, it may have been Jake Caveney actually with the ball. Okay, I thought there was a stoppage. Apparently not. So it looks like Matt Milko has it.
They got away with one here.
Okay. They don't have the angle that we do, Pete.
No, they do not.
Here's a shot on goal.
It's wide.
Just wide and out of bounds.
Somehow they gave that to Holliston. And the way that works is whoever's closest to it when it goes out of bounds, in case anyone's curious.
That's definitely different from most other sports that I cover, so thanks for the explanation, Pete.
Yep.
Panthers moving it up quickly, midfield. Nice defensive play there.
And there's a penalty for Spencer Gravel hit him in the head with his stick inadvertently, but it did happen.
And this will be a little bit like hockey where the play won't stop until the clockers touch up.
Correct.
Really have full possession. There it is. So
it's a delayed 1 minute.
Okay, so what you're saying here, are the clockers going to be shorthanded for a minute?
Clockers will be shorthanded for 1 minute, and they'll switch out their defense a little bit. It's going to bring in Chase Garsha, number 15. A freshman. Nice to see him out there. They're having more confidence in him on D.
Pleasantly surprised, actually, Pete, to see the number of freshmen on this varsity team.
I'm not. I'm happy to see it.
Sure. Okay, we're back underway here. Panthers on the power play. Borrow a term from another sport. We're working it around the front of the net. Still on the perimeter, looking around, back up top. Looking to get a quick pass and a quick shot, but so far not finding the opening and spoke too soon. As I believe that was number 15, Brian Sahagan, that scored that one for the Panthers.
And they're quickly down 2-0. This is, again, it's a possession game. You can't afford to have penalties.
Okay, so 8:11 to go here in the first half, and the Clockers down by 2 to the Panthers. Now, Pete, does that penalty come off the board now?
Yes. Yeah, it's a release once, just like hockey. But that's not always the case. Sometimes they have a lock-in if it's a really severe penalty, but that was not.
Okay, this is Patrick Dronells. I'm having trouble seeing the number here.
It is Patrick Dronells coming in for the face-off. He's
okay,
a little
he
bit
comes
more
up
success.
with it. Looking for help.
He's got to clear it in that box there inside the 30-yard line. That's what he was doing.
Does he have like a certain number of seconds to do that?
Yep.
Okay. So now he's being subbed out.
He's being subbed out.
Matt Milko comes back in.
Well, he's actually switching his sticks. He's got a face-off stick, and then he's going to get his midfielder stick.
And this is all with time running on the clock.
That's
so
okay.
Nick Fish has it. Dishes off to Patrick Dronells there. Clocker's working around to Clay behind the net. This is Jacob Clay, the senior. Looking for an opening, look for a teammate. Pass is intercepted and turned over here. Panthers come up with it. Heavy pressure here on defense by the Clockers. They wind the Panthers wind the ball behind the net, and now it gets thrown out toward midfield. Okay, Danny Nash with the ball on the near sideline. Getting some pressure from Nick Fish. Passes to the center of the field. And again, the Panthers content here to just kind of work the ball around the periphery, looking for an opening. Their shot percentage so far is very high on Anders. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, ball's back up top.
Yeah, Nashland's looking to kind of make this a little more physical, is what they're going to have to do, is work these guys out. Don't let them walk in.
Okay, so far they seem content to let the Panthers work the ball around the periphery, well outside of the net. Looked there like Nick Cotting was going to go on a strafing run. Here's a shot and a save. Nice save by Anders. That was off of Kevin Lyons. Ball is out of bounds.
And apparently Red was closest to it. Not quite sure how, but again, trying not to be a homer.
Okay, Panthers again moving the ball around the periphery. Got like kind of their two designated shooters. There's an unwarranted pass and intercepted.
Fish bringing it down full speed.
Okay, he is flying downfield.
He's looking for somebody.
Matching up with Danny Nash, unable to make the shot. So he'll kick it back up top here to Matt Milko. Ball on the far sideline now. That's Griffin Frink with the ball. Thought he might try and go lefty there.
He is a lefty.
Okay. Okay, here's Fish on a run, a shot. Save made, ball is loose going toward the near sideline and out of bounds. Looks like they're calling it Panther way, Pete.
Somehow the ref didn't think that was a shot, even though it was a shot.
Okay, I want to take a quick moment here to thank tonight's sponsors. Tonight's Ashland High School boys lacrosse game is brought to you by Marathon Deli, located at 12C West Union Street, otherwise known as Route 135 in Ashland. They have a wide variety of wraps, paninis, and hot and cold sandwiches. Check out their menu at marathondeli.com and call in your order at 508-231-1859. Ball's loose, but unable to control it for the Clockers. Panthers end up with it. They're flying down the far sideline now, looking to set something up. Patrick Jonels took a big, healthy swipe at that and came up empty. Panthers regroup out toward midfield now. Okay. Danny Nash over to Kevin Lyons. He's on a run. He's met and double teamed, forced out.
And somehow that ball stayed in his stick.
That's some good stick handling there. Joe Williams with the ball now, working his way around the corner. It's Aiden Fish on him. Ball worked around behind the net and then back up top in the far side and then to the center to Danny Nash. Sizing up the Clocker defense. He's going on a run. He gets a shot off. It's deflected. It never reached the net. It's still loose in front. Nobody seems to be able to pick it up. It's a scrum in front, still loose, and now the Panthers are able to pick it up in the form of Harry Smith. And they'll set up again for another offensive opportunity. There's a quick shot off the crossbar and out. That was not a goal. The ball is still alive. Harry Smith with it again. It was a quick sidearm shot, Pete, but it found nothing but crossbar.
They got lucky there.
Okay, working down the near sideline now, the near side of the net, and behind. Liam Teague touching it for the first time tonight.
Trying to force a turnover here.
Harry Smith back up top here for the Panthers. See the players on the other side of the midfield just standing there watching all this action. Not a lot for them to do right now.
Not a lot to do. This is
it's a quick cross-field pass. Nice physical altercation there, if you will. Jake Cavini, thank you. Always struggle with his last name. Sorry, Jake. There's a pass attempt blocked. Ball is still loose. The Clockers have yet to really come up with it when the ball's loose like that.
They're really struggling to pick up the loose balls. You're absolutely correct.
Don't know if it's the heat or the hazy late afternoon sunshine. There's a check.
Yep.
Starting to get physical now. That's Aiden Fish planting the body. A high pass corralled there by Jake Cavini.
Up to Patrick Jonels, and here we go.
And here we go. Jonels flying down. Can't get the pass off. Somehow holds on to it. This is Fish. Around the net, looking for Clay. Nice little pick play by Clay. Here's a shot on in and a goal! Nice Patrick Jonels on the receiving end then and buries it for the first goal of the night for the Clockers. They have the lead. They're now down 2-1 with 2:43 to go in the first half.
That was a nice play. Quick, fast break is what you got to do is force those turnovers, and that's how you get plays set up.
Okay, so Pete, what are your thoughts here as we have a quick timeout before we start up again? What adjustments do you think the Clockers need to make here?
Well, it's about, like I said from the beginning, it's a possession game, and you've got to be keeping control of the ball. And if you miss a pass, you can't pick up a ground ball and make an errant pass. That's all it takes. And any of these teams can beat each other typically on any day.
Yeah, it seemed like for the most part they were close games throughout the season for the Clockers. They're just on the losing end more often than not.
Yep.
So Jonels forces the face-off, and nice Clockers play. Get possession.
Ball's over at Griffin Frank.
Yep, far side, working behind the net to Clay. Over to Jack Lima. Another one of our seniors here tonight on senior night in Clockertown.
Yeah, it's nice to see Jack Lima back. He hasn't played since 7th grade. He came back for his senior year to play, which is fantastic. Might even been earlier than that. Might have been 6th grade. It's been a while.
Okay.
Griffin's trying to make some openings here.
Yep.
Timmy Connors is checked in.
Yeah, I noticed that a little while ago. So let's see if the change in personnel can keep the Clocker momentum going here. Oh, it's another unforced error as Dwinell's dropped the ball. It's still loose, forced out by the Panthers and picked up cleanly by Christian Schmielach. He's double teamed and backs out, still under heavy pressure from Aiden Fish. So
it's a bad pass across. That's a turnover. It's white ball.
It was way too hard for the distance that pass needed to cover.
Yep.
A little adrenaline there, huh?
Lots of errors going on right now.
Sure, sure.
And it's hot out there. You know, that turf is, it's been hot all day. That turf is probably.
Oh, the heat's just coming right up off the turf. Absolutely.
It's got to be at least 20 degrees hotter on that grass.
Okay, passing to the goalie to Anders. Yep. Off to the near side here. So Cagney with it. Dumps it off to Milko. Milko under some heavy defensive pressure. Hack pulls it out and over to Griffin Frink.
Yep. Back up top to Milko. I'm going to try to work this ball around again, guys.
Okay, Clay loses his balance, but is able to get it over to Lima. Ball makes its way back up top, and now
get a timeout. Timeout
called by the Clockers. So Pete, while we have a quick timeout here, why don't we take an opportunity here to promote another great organization here in Ashland, the Clocker Club. I'm not sure if everybody knows, but gentleman standing beside me, Pete Clay, is the president of the Clocker Club, Ashland High School's booster organization.
Yeah, no, it's been an interesting year this year. We just wrapped up our kind of COVID year. And all things considered, we had a very successful fundraising year of all things. We had quite a number of members, parent members, and we had a fantastic golf outing.
Less than a month ago.
Yeah, it was just a couple of weeks ago, and great turnout, sold out crowd down at Blackstone National Country Club. And yeah, it was just great to be out and doing something to raise some money for these kids who individually, the teams haven't had an opportunity to do much fundraising.
Sure.
And our general account really needed some padding, and it helped. So,
in a legal padding, right?
Yeah, we needed to. Yeah, well, no, it was getting light, and so it was great to kind of put some more money in there for them.
Okay, and you guys are planning a Nine and Dine event in the fall?
That is the plan right now. We'll reconvene over the summer to pick a date, and then probably sometime in October we'll do a Nine and Dine for 3 o'clock, 9 holes of golf, and then a dinner afterwards for those that don't necessarily golf, as well as those that do golf. So
sure,
it should be good to kind of get out there and get the year off to a good start.
Absolutely, and of course I know always looking for new members. This is an entirely volunteer organization, so I think if anybody's interested in joining the Clocker Club to help out with planning some of these events, they can get more information at clockerclub.org.
Absolutely, and we've lost 4 wonderful members this year because their kids are graduating, and
big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill, but I'm confident we'll find some folks that'll step in.
Especially targeting freshman and sophomore parents, right?
Correct.
Okay, we're back underway. Clockers with the ball on the Panther side of the field, looking to build on their momentum. They have
there's a penalty throw. It must have been a slash there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So
they got a free play here.
They're really slowing it down here.
Well, they are, because they want to keep the possession of the ball. Because if they
lose it and the Panthers regain possession, the whistle stops and the penalty begins, right? The nice centering pass, shot on, score! Matt Milko ties it up for the Clockers.
It's a great way, and they're going to go into the second quarter with a man up.
So 19.7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clockers tie it up. Panthers started off really strong, really dominated things in the first quarter for most of the first quarter, but in the last few minutes, Pete, it's been all Clockers.
Well, they got quite a crowd out here. I'd like to give a shout out to the girls lacrosse team just showed up, and we got a lot of people here today, and we're pretty happy. Nice to see everybody coming out to support these kids. They work hard all season, and it's nice to see.
And I would say by COVID-era standards, we're looking at a standing room only crowd here today, a sellout, if you will.
That's correct. This would be a sellout, yes, absolutely. Absolutely would be.
But for those of you who weren't able to make it out here today, and it is starting to feel a little cooler, at least up here on top of the press box, we certainly appreciate you joining us here on WACA-TV, your exclusive home for Ashland High School sports. Whether you're watching tonight on Facebook or on YouTube or watching us on a replay, appreciate you having on board. Appreciate having you on board with us today. Again, I'm Josh Abrams, joined as always for lacrosse by Pete Clay.
And we got a little bit of a delay here. Refs were having a quick chat.
Sure, I want to take a quick moment here while we have it. Don't usually get an opportunity this early in the game. I want to say thanks to our crew at the WACA-TV crew. We can't do it without them. They're the guys behind the scenes that make all this possible. So I want to thank Tom Hamilton, our producer, and cameraman Nick Cunningham and Jack Emberley. Guys, thanks a lot. We appreciate you, all you do for us, making us look good here.
Thank you to all of WACA as well. Just great organization.
Thank you. Okay, so another face-off won here by Dwinells.
And they're going to hold it. They're going to hold it.
Just run out the clock here for the quarter?
Because then there won't be a face-off at the beginning of the second quarter. They'll get possession immediately.
Okay, the final seconds ticking down here, and that'll do it.
That's
the end of the first quarter.
Great first quarter. Great way to come back.
Okay.
I'm going to wear them down.
So we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout ourselves. You're watching Ashland Boys High School Lacrosse here on WACA-TV. Be back in a moment. And welcome back to second quarter action here in Ashland, Massachusetts. Your Ashland Clockers and the Holliston Panthers, the season finale for both teams here in the spring of 2021.
Well, actually, they got one game left again next week.
Who?
Ashland does. It's an away game. It was the last home game.
Oh, it wasn't on the MIA website.
Actually, yeah, it is. They're playing Westwood next week.
Westwood?
Yep.
Whatever.
And they're underway.
So Clockers ended the first quarter with possession, so they'll start with possession here in the second quarter. So showing some good energy here, some good ball movement. Feeding inside and too hot to handle there for Chris Moriarty. His first time we've said his name tonight, Pete.
It is first time.
So he's
nice tip by Clay.
Picked up loose ball. Feet went out from under him, but that's
slippery out there.
Jacob Clay. He still has it.
It's slippery out there.
Big turnover forced by the Clockers. There's a quick shot and goal. Got to be really quick on these goal calls. Griffin Frink with the goal. It'll be three. It's 3-2 Clockers now over the Panthers, and
that was a nice play. It was quick. It was a great turnover forced by number 2 Jacob Clay. A little biased towards him, but and he got the assist as well, so I'm just going to say.
Absolutely. Give him the airtime. Sure, why not? His final season here with the Clockers, and at least for the time being, Pete, I'd have to say that Mr. Momentum has joined the Clockers side.
Let's hope
3 unanswered goals for the Clockers. It's 3-2 early here in the second quarter, 11:22 to go until halftime. And we have a face-off in midfield. Dwinells will take it for the Clockers. Forces it forward, picks up possession.
And he steps in.
Okay, he's over the 30, and now the Clockers will reset as the clock continues to run. Ball was loose there for a moment, corralled by Nick Fish. Matt Milko jumps on with his stick. Ball's worked around behind the net. Jacob Clay with it.
Down to Timmy Connors.
Okay. Back up top to Milko, and back up to the center to Nick Fish. Fish looking to make a run. He's got a shot. He just shoots short side wide. Ball's out of bounds, but it'll stay Clocker ball here.
Heads up play by Timmy Connors.
And they're right back into it, the fresh ball. Connors working the far side, up top to Milko. And then centering here to Fish. Over to his brother. Make that Griffin Frank. I tried to look away from the roster, couldn't do it, Pete. I have to stick with the roster. Jacob Clay wheeling and dealing, looking for a teammate. He's behind the net, tries to force one like a stuff shot, but it goes off his stick, and
he's trying.
Over to the Panthers.
Good pressure. Good pressure by Ashland.
Frank with the body again, but Schneelock able to escape.
And now the middy's got to get back in there.
Okay, Panthers with the ball, setting up their offense now. Got a little stick check from Moriarty.
It was nice to see Chris's brother show up today, and his mom, obviously. But His brother Will showed up and did the announcement for us, so thank you to
Nice.
Will Moriarty, who just finished up a fantastic career up at St. Michael's playing lacrosse.
So that was Cotting looking for an opening, looking to take a run there on net, but pulls it back, and now Panthers, just again, we're patiently working around the periphery. These passes are slower, the tempo again slower than what we were seeing at the beginning of this quarter from the Clockers when they had offensive possession. Resetting to Danny Nash now, the Panthers.
Oh, nice tip.
Pass was tipped, but
Nice
still
save. Save by Anders.
Yeah.
Great save by Anders Brandt.
nice trap too. I really liked how we used the stick there to trap the ball and then pick it up cleanly. So Clockers with the ball now, working their way upfield down the
play.
near side. There's Frink to Fish. Fish under some heavy pressure.
Yep. Allow him to set it back up.
Okay, Frank on the near side.
It's a nice clear.
Big turnover by the Clockers here to get the offensive possession. Clock ticks down to about 8.5 to go in the first half. Jacob Clay on the far side, passing over to Dwinells, and then over to Fish.
Back to Dwinells. Here they go. They're setting up a play here, guys.
Picks up the double team. Nice dish. Shot. Score!
Number 2-4.
Griffin Frink again for the Clockers. Make it 4 unanswered goals. Clockers up 4-2 over the Panthers with 8:18 to go in the first half. Well, Pete, you called it. You saw that, they were setting up a play and they executed that one really nicely. Pulled the double team, dished it off to the open man.
And he made a great play down there. Nice dodge. Got himself open.
And found the net.
Yep. He's been doing that all year.
Okay, so 4-2 Clockers, and Dwinells on the face-off here for the Clockers here at midfield. Dwinells wins another one. And he'll get over the 30 so they can reset. Spencer Gravel jogs off, and Tim Connors comes on.
And Patrick will come back in too.
Okay. Ball's being worked on the near side and now at the top. Milko with it. Dwinells back on the field, takes the ball, and then right back to Milko. Here's Milko on a run. He gets forced to the outside and decides wisely to pull it back. Dishes to Clay behind the net. Clay getting stick checked all the way as he works one side of the net to the other. The ball works its way back up top center.
Yeah, here comes the play. They're trying to isolate.
Shot.
Oh, nice save.
Okay, goalie was equal to the task that
Jack
time.
Lima with a nice pickup. Nice ground ball. Oh, he ran out of bounds.
And that is the call. So, freshman mistake, if you will, running out of bounds.
Well, he is a senior, but rookie mistake.
I'm thinking of the wrong person. I thought you said Jack Grimes.
Nope. Jack Grimes has a broken wrist. He's not in today. It was Jack Lima.
Oh, that would make a big difference.
That's another quick turnover by Holliston.
Okay, so Clockers are going to take over here right at midfield.
Matt Milko will step into the play.
Okay, 7 minutes to go in the first half. Clockers up 4-2. If you're just joining us, I'm Josh Abrams, joined by Pete Clay, and where have you been? You're missing a great game. 4-2 Clockers. Really dictating things now. I mean, the Panthers were calling the shots early, up early 2-0, but it's been all Clockers ever since. Clockers just looking for that opening and looking to get that high-quality shot. Frank dishes it back up top. It works its way over to Fish.
Fish is going to make a play here. It's good. They're not forcing it.
Yep. With a 2-goal lead, they can afford to do this, but this is an unforced turnover.
No, he got it.
Oh, wow. Great effort there to stay in bounds. Somehow gets the ball back all the way back up top.
That is field awareness.
He was right. He was pinned into the corner and getting shoved out of bounds, but able to throw a ball deep, recovered by a teammate for the Clockers. Here's a shot on goal. It bounces wide, long side. but the Clockers will retain possession as Jack Lima was closest when it went out of bounds. So play starts right back up again. Fish at the top, centering to Moriarty.
These nice long possessions give the defense a little bit of a break, which is good.
Especially on a hot, humid day like today.
Yep, they need it. They work hard.
Here's Fish looking, shot quickly, wide, long side. Still Clocker ball. And play will be resumed again by Jack Lima. So Milko with it. So working around clockwise this time. Clay now the back of the net. Not handled cleanly, but recovered. And then his stick is knocked out of his hands.
And that is a turnover.
Wow. So a couple tough breaks there for Lima. It'll be a Panther possession now with 5:21 to go in the first half. Ooh, almost a dangerous slip there, but the Panthers recover. That was Brian Sahajian. He's running right down the middle of the field, met by a triple team and a couple stick checks. Pulls it back out, and we have a timeout on the field called by Holliston. So with 5:02 to go in the first half, your Ashland Clockers up 4-2 over the Holliston Panthers.
It's nice seeing those long possessions. The defense always appreciates that for either team. It's always a nice thing.
So Pete, while we have this timeout, we do have 7 seniors who were honored in pregame ceremonies earlier tonight. They're off to college really soon. Graduation ceremony on this past Sunday.
Yep.
You say you know these players. Do you know where all of them are going to college?
I do know most of them. Yeah. So
start at the top.
Obviously Jacob Clay. He's headed off to the University of Vermont.
Yep.
Matt Milko, I believe, is headed to Sacred Heart University down in Connecticut.
Excellent.
Spencer Gravel's headed up to Endicott.
Yep, I remember that
College.
one.
Yep. Anders Brandt is headed to Worcester State, and he is going to be a goalie for their lacrosse team. He's going to be stepping in and trying to walk on as a goalie. Nick Fish is heading up to Bridgeton Academy for 1 year in between. He'll be playing lacrosse up there. I'm not sure where Jack Lima is going. And then Griffin Frink is actually headed off to the University of Tennessee.
Wow.
So exciting to see these kids go off and find their way. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, I mean, you were at graduation on Sunday. I attended a small part of the parade, and I got to tell you, it's got to be one of my favorite wrinkles. One of the good things that was brought about by the COVID era. But it looks like this is going to become like a permanent feature now for graduation each year to do this parade through town.
I sure hope it does. I think it was, as they say, there's a lot of pomp and circumstance in these things, and I think the way that we did it this year was fantastic for all the kids and all the families to make it official.
Just a great way to bring the community together and really celebrate these kids. They deserve it.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, back to the action on the field. Panthers with the ball, but they're down 4-2 with under 5 minutes to go in the first half. And the way they've been playing their tempo, this could be the final possession of the half.
It could be. They're not afraid to move the ball.
Not at all. They take their time, precision passes, they work the periphery. Getting a little pressure here from Aiden Fish.
Nice
and he knocked it loose off the ref.
Nice play by Aiden Fish. That's Nick's younger brother. He's a sophomore.
And he'll bring it down himself down the near sideline here. He loses possession of the ball and turns it back over. The Panthers catch a break there. They're going to throw it across field. Another poor pass. The ball is loose, but now picked up by Gravel. He's having a little trouble with possession. The ball rolls out of bounds. Which way? They're going to call it Clocker way. Clocker ball.
Clocker ball. That was...
So 4:06 to go. Clocker's up 4-2 with the ball. Long pass
to PJ. He knows.
Okay, PJ Kassane with it now, going down the near sideline. Looking, wheeling and dealing.
PJ is one of the many talented sophomores they have on this team.
Absolutely. I enjoyed watching him play hockey earlier this year. Good to see him out here on the lacrosse field now.
And that's what's pretty interesting, actually. The entire defensive line is all sophomores starting. They have not had many breaks this year. So it's been nice to see these kids be able to stay strong.
Okay, Clockers now playing a bit of the waiting game themselves. As Fish with it, looking for an opening with under 3.5 to go. Loses his footing momentarily, but able to pass to...
Oh, hit the post.
Yeah, to Frink. scored the last 2 goals for the Clockers, not able to cash in this time, and the Panthers end up with the ball. And we've got a whistle.
Timeout, Red.
Wow, interesting strategy there.
Well, when you don't have a play, you get a couple of timeouts, and sometimes that's the way you maintain possession.
Absolutely.
Because that was about to be a turnover, it looked like.
Okay, so we've got another timeout here. I want to take a moment and give special thanks to Bob Thacker for announcing baseball and softball games this spring. You know, the afternoon start times, these day games just don't match up with my real-life job, Pete. So unfortunately, Rob Silver in the same boat. He and I just could not make it out.
You mean this isn't your career?
Can't you tell?
I can't.
Kind words, Pete. Well, anyway, we again want to say thanks to Bob for stepping in and taking so many of those baseball and softball games, because the spring athletes deserve the coverage just as much as fall and winter. And it was great being able to have an expanded schedule this year on WACA-TV across the many sports.
They absolutely stepped up this year. We can't say enough for WACA, can we?
I know I can't.
No.
So I also want to take a quick moment again to say thank you to our tonight's sponsor, Marathon Deli. You can check them out at marathondeli.com. I know, Pete, you got dinner plans after the game, but I took them up on their offer, and the chicken hummus wrap, excellent.
Nice choice. Nice choice.
You don't want to go hot on a hot night like this. So. Nice, refreshing, healthy choice. But back to the action now. Panthers with the ball as we tick down to 3 minutes to go in the first half. Brian Sahajian is looking to call a play. He dishes off to Nick Cotting. Cotting with one of the goals tonight for the Panthers. And again, very deliberate here by the Panthers. They're happy to just pass around the periphery, looking for that perfect opening, that great shot. Look, this looks like a run. Here's a shot on. Shot wide,
and
long
that is
side.
a goalie ball. They better give that to White.
You saw both teams reaching out their sticks. It goes Clocker way. And quickly ahead now to Milko down the near sideline, excuse me. Over
Drops it
to
down low.
Frank. Behind the net to Connors. Connors looking to force something, but he dishes off instead. That was Jack Liam, who thought about it, making a run for a moment, and wisely pulled back. So they're going to work it around the periphery again, counterclockwise.
And once again, this is...
Heavy pressure. Connors got an opening, and the ball just trickled short of the goal line before Aaron Zapolin, the goalie, was able to make the stop for the Panthers. So under 2 minutes to go now in the first half. Again, Clocker's up 4-2, but the Panthers trying to make a late run here late in the first half. Danny Nash passes off down the far sideline. Panthers working slowly behind the net, back up toward the top, and now centered. That's Cotting. Back over here to the near side to Kevin Lyons. Again, this works to the Clockers' advantage. Keep passing it. There's a shot on goal. It bounces short and wide.
That'll be red.
Okay, so Panthers closest to it as the clock stops at 1:22. The Panthers will pick it back up and get started again. Clock starts as well. Gonsalves with the ball, now up top, centered to Cotting. Cotting takes a shot wide, long side, but again, the Panthers closest to the ball, so they'll retain possession.
This will be a little bit of a delay here. There's no balls in the end line. They found one.
Okay. So Panthers starting to change up their strategy a little bit, taking some lower percentage shots, but happy to fire if they're going to go wide. They've got a guy back there to be able to regain possession on the out of bounds.
And they're trying to set up here. Looks like either 2-7 or number 6 here.
Okay, less than a minute to go now. Cotting had the stick knocked away from him momentarily, but held on to it.
Great defense by number 22, Nick Fish.
Absolutely, some great pressure there. It's a terrific pass through several defenders. I don't know how he held on to it as long as he did. Ball's still loose, but the Panthers have it.
That's a push. That'll be a
And there's
turnover.
the whistle.
No penalty, just a turnover.
Okay, so it's still Panther ball. 39.5 seconds to go in the first half. Panthers going to have to speed things up a little bit, more than they're used to.
Nice defense by PJ Cassane.
Yeah, keeping him outside. Here's Cotting trying to make a run, trying to find an angle shot on.
Nice save, Anders.
Anders saw it all the way, but he didn't know where it went. He's since picked it up. Panthers still with it now. Cotting thought about shooting, but dishes off. Here's a shot wide, well wide to the long side, but again, the Panthers will hold on to it. 13.2 seconds to go. Joe Williams with the ball now, back up top to Cotting. Cotting pulled back the shot, fires and scores. 6.2 seconds to go. He put it right past Anders. Not much you could do on that one. There was a lot of gas on that shot, Pete.
There was. Those are tough ones when it's the end of the quarter.
Absolutely, you never want to give one up in the last minute of play of any period or quarter or half.
Nope.
So 4-3 Clockers. It's okay. Clockers still have the lead. And just 6.2 seconds left on the clock.
See what happens here. If there's a win on this faceoff, I've seen goals scored in under 5 seconds, so it is possible.
Absolutely. So my question to you is, can Joinels just take the faceoff and run straight down the field and
yes, he
shoot?
can.
But he lost the faceoff, but winds up with the ball, trying to split the defense, trying to get a shot off.
And he did.
He got it off, but the goalie, Aaron Zapolin, equal to the task, and that's the half. So we'll take a quick break here. Your Clockers up 4-3 over their Tri-Valley rivals, the Holliston Panthers. For Pete Clay, I'm Josh Abrams saying we'll see you back here for the second half.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Marathon Deli. Marathon Deli offers a full range of lunch and dinner items for dine-in or catering. Fine cold cuts, cheeses, and meats also available, in addition to specialty wraps such as the Mayflower wrap, as well as the Honey Bee wrap. They'll be sure to get your mouth watering. Serving Metro West for over 24 years, give them a call at 508-231-1859 or find them on the web at marathondeli.com.
And welcome back to second half action on WACA-TV. We're here watching Ashland High School boys lacrosse taking on the Holliston Panthers. And if you're just joining us, you missed a great first half. It was a little bit back and forth. I mean, we've got a 4-3 game here. I'm joined by Pete Clay. I'm Josh Abrams, of course, Pete. What are your impressions from the first half?
Well, I think that obviously Ashland was sleeping a little bit at the beginning, went down 2-0 pretty quickly. It was good to see them kind of pull it together, get a little bit more control. And
4 straight goals?
4 straight goals. Gave up a little scraggler there at the end. Little letdown on that, but that's okay. Hopefully they won't. I know Anders won't be shaken by it, so it'll just be a matter of let's just get back out there and do what they were doing well before.
Okay, sounds great, Pete. And what adjustments do you think we're going to see here in the second half from the Clockers?
I don't think you're going to see much difference. You know, they're trying to get the seniors in. Some of the seniors don't play all that much. They're trying to rotate them in, but I think this second half, I think you're going to see a lot of the regulars that play quite a bit. So it'll be interesting to see how this all pans out.
It is senior night here in Clockertown, and we are honoring the 7 seniors for the Clockers: Jacob Clay, Matt Milko, Spencer Gravel, Anders Brandt, Nick Fish, Jack Lima, and Griffin Frink. And this will be Patrick Joinels taking the face-off here for the Clockers. He had a lot of success in the first half, Pete.
He's a solid kid. He's a solid face-off player, and it'll be nice to see if this he can pick right back up where he left off.
And we're underway. The Panthers, unfortunately, are able to take possession on this opening face-off. Right down, quick shot, low percentage. He did not have the angle. That's Jared Freeman for the Panthers, who shot wide, short side. Panthers restart right away. Lost possession for a moment, but picked it up on the bounce. Tried to get a shot off, but the Clocker defense equal to the task. And now the Panthers will kick it back out and slow things down again. Looks very familiar from what we saw early in the first half, Pete.
We did. It does. We'll see what happens. Again, you got to win a face-off to get possession.
Sure. So Danny Nash with the ball.
Force a turnover here would be nice right now.
Rolling it over to Brian Sahajian. Swapped out sticks. He takes a quick shot, never reaches the net. Well, very slowly on the bounce, and Anders able to pick that one up quite easily. Excuse me, Anders.
And he's got Chris Moriarty there waiting for him, which is great.
Right at midfield. He takes a tumble, loses possession. That's a bad turnover. Now the Panthers have it. They're on the fly. There's a nice pass shot as he falls down. never really gets it off, and now we've got a whistle and a flag.
It's a penalty on them, not quite sure, number 13.
That's what it looks like. That's Jake Caveney.
So they're going to be a man down now for at least a minute. Might be a 30-second.
Okay, 10:55 to go in the third quarter. Clocker's up 4-3, but they're going to be a man down here with the penalty called, we believe, on Jake Caveney. Panthers will start with the ball in the far corner.
Left and right, left and right.
You see a little John Rossi, number 6, sophomore coming in, playing a little deep hole. First time seeing some action today.
I see Tim Connors jogging off from the offensive end and getting replaced, it looks like.
Getting some rest.
Okay, Joannell steps onto the field. Panthers with it, a quick shot wide, but they'll hold on to possession, being closest to the ball as it went out of bounds. So this is Kevin Lyons starting things off for the Panthers. Dishing off to the far side. Danny Nash thought about shooting, dishes off. Working around the periphery again. Good pressure here from the Clockers, but they beat it.
Nice pull. Nice
Saved
save.
by Brandt. Ball is loose, picked up by, almost picked up. Panthers somehow end up with it. Ball's still loose.
Jeez.
And finally, the Panthers do in fact regain possession. That's Kevin Lyons with the ball. Now dishing off to Sahajian. He's thinking shot, pulls it back. Here's an opportunity. Shot, score. Made it look real easy. Liam Teague with the goal for the Panthers, and we've got a tie game, Pete.
Brand new game going. That's what happens, Ken. You know, go man down and you give them a little bit more of a chance to score a goal.
Found Teague wide open in the slot. Nothing Brent could do on that one. That's a high percentage shot right there, and he made the most of it. So 10:13 to go in the third quarter. We're tied at 4. And you're watching continuing coverage of Ashland High School boys lacrosse on WACA-TV.
And they've moved PJ Cassane up to LSM. Interesting. And put Spencer Gravel back on defense.
Pete, rookie mistake. You're using acronyms.
LSM, long stick midi.
Thank you. Joannell's with the face-off. Comes up with it. Always a good sign for the Clockers. When he can win a face-off, good things happen for the Clockers.
Usually does.
Okay, so this is Nick Fish holding on to it while his teammates reset. Oh, Milko's back out there now, as is Moriarty, and he has the ball now. They're going to work it along the far side. That's Frank behind the net to Clay. Oh, make that Connors, excuse me. Looks like that was a positional change, Pete. You know, Connors behind the net with Jacob off to the near side. Panthers end up with the ball and a turnover. Flying down the field on the far side and picked off from behind. Moriarty with a nice defensive play, forcing a turnover, and the Clockers have it. Here's Fish. Looked like he was trying to either get a deflection.
It was a pass, and they counted that as a shot somehow. All right, well, we'll take that.
State Clocker ball.
We'll take it.
Okay, Clay starting things off on the far side now. Frank
I think he can set something up
to
here,
Milko.
guys.
Nick Fish now eyeing things up. Back over to Milko. Milko getting some defensive pressure, dishes off behind the net to Connors. We're just looking over at midfield, and the Ashland defenders are very tight one-to-one coverage back there.
Well, they've got to be close up there for a quick, if there's a quick turnover.
Clockers continue to work the ball around counterclockwise. Here's an opportunity. Fish, he had the man open, couldn't connect, and the ball is still loose, being banged around. Still loose, and now it'll be picked up by the Panther goalie. Quick outlet to number 3, Chris Del Ponte. All the way down the far sideline now, 19, Jared Freeman with the ball for the Panthers. We have a tie game here, 4-4, as the clock ticks down under 8:20 to go in the third quarter. Panthers with the ball now. And they're content to just work it around. Looks like going to get a stick change or something for Cooper Olson of the Panthers. That's actually a substitution.
Yep. Looks like number 1 has stepped in.
Harry Smith for the Panthers. Okay, Nick Cotting had already dished it back up to Danny Nash. I think those two have spent a lot of time together. They know each other's moves very well. They work together very nicely so far today. PJ Cassane just harassing
That's his
Danny
role.
Nash.
That's his role. Nice save.
Brandt with the save. Picked up quickly by Moriarty, and he is flying down the far side. Looking at...
He's looking for Frank.
Is it pass? Goes wide.
That was a turnover.
That is a turnover. They called it that time. That was not a shot. Under 6 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Clockers down by 1, but they've got the ball. Here's a quick shot blocked by the goalie. And the Panthers cleanly pick up the rebound and now flying down the middle of the field. Some good pressure from Nick Fish.
Nice
knocks the player off his feet twice, knocks the ball loose. Gonna get called on that second one, huh?
That's all right. Gotta get a little physical.
Nick Fish sending a message. We'll go right back at him. This is Harry Smith with the ball for the Panthers. Some good footwork evading Fish. Dishes off. I was sure there was a shot coming there, but here it is. And he beats Brandt from way outside. That's number 27, Nick Cotting. It's not the first time we've said his name tonight. So make it 6-4 Panthers with 5:27 to go here in the third quarter. Pete just got a text message from your brother-in-law. Apparently our sound is muted on YouTube. We'll have our tech crew check that one out. That's the text I got from Mitski.
Did you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, look at that. It's fixed.
Okay, so Clockers are able to take possession on the face-off. This is Dwinell's. Not sure if you folks at home can pick up in the background the girls lacrosse vocal right below us here at midfield, showing their support for the boys. Boys lacrosse down now 6-4 to the Panthers. As Clockers reset, they've got their personnel, the right sticks on the field now. They're going to work the ball down low. That's to Tim Connors. Tim working his way around behind the net. A little crisscross with Jacob Clay. Connors still looking for an opening. Pushes it off to the far side, and now it's back up top to Milko. A little give and go there with Dwinell's. He's getting pushed out from a bad angle. Finds Jacob Clay diving across the goal mouth, but unable to connect. And Panther goalie able
nice
to
play.
They're going to call that, huh?
Yep. He wasn't out of the crease.
But a good aggressive play. Saw the opportunity, had to go for it. But the Panthers will retain possession here with 4:23 to go in the third quarter. Okay, Sahajian with the ball. One of the goal scorers tonight for the Panthers. Passes over to Jared Freeman. Freeman under pressure here from Spencer Gravel. Shot on goal goes wide long side, but the Panthers are going to hold on to this one. And we're right back underway. Clockers down 2 as we work our way late into the third quarter. Okay, so Adrian right back into the game now, walking his way up. Matched up with Jack Lima. Here's a shot from way out.
Nice save by Anders.
It's almost like he saw a long one go in earlier, thought he'd try it again, but Anders was equal to the task there. Here's something you don't see every day. Anders way out of his net.
Got Aiden Fish getting it into the area.
Now we have a timeout.
Timeout, Ashland.
Okay.
It's a good timeout right there.
Absolutely. Just to settle the guys down, figure out a way to chop into this two-goal deficit, excuse me, their second two-goal deficit of the night since early in the first quarter. So with 3:18 to go, your Clockers down 6-4.
It's definitely been a game of streaks here.
Absolutely. We'll take a moment to say thank you again to our sponsor, Marathon Deli. Wide selection of sandwiches, salads, wraps, paninis, you name it. You can learn more about it, place your order. Check them out at marathondeli.com, and you can call them up, 508-231-1859. And again, for all the folks at Marathon Deli, from all of us here at WACA-TV, we certainly appreciate your support all season long, from fall to winter to fall 2 to spring.
They've been great. They've been great supporters of Ashland sports, and we thank them, and they make one heck of a pilgrim sandwich.
I do enjoy their specialty wraps. But a long-time supporter, member of the business community here in Ashland, and happy to have him on our team here at WACA-TV. So the two teams are breaking out of their huddles, out of the timeout, ready to restart the game. 3:18 to go in the third quarter. Sold out crowd here in Clockertown, making their presence felt, led by the girls lacrosse team right below us. Pete and I surrounded by our camera crew. That's Nick Cunningham and Jack Emberley. So anytime that the girls lacrosse team right below us starts banging on those metal bleachers, you can see the camera shaking a little bit.
Place going to tip over. Good thing it's relatively
No,
new.
good construction. Good construction.
The game is on.
Okay. Clockers with a good opportunity. Shot wide, short side, and that one's going to go Panther way. They were closest. So good opportunity, but unable to find the net on that play, Pete. There's an unforced error. Jacob Clay couldn't quite come up with it. He got ridden off the ball as he got to it. And the Panthers quickly at midfield. Here's a loose ball, but picked up cleanly by Cooper Olsen right down the middle. He's going to get a shot. He had it. Pass shot wide. And that's a turnover.
We'll take it.
Nice break for the Clockers on that one. It was a long pass out to Aiden Fish with the long stick, working his way across midfield. Now looking for some help, dishing off to Milko. Milko catches breath a little bit as his teammates reset for an offensive opportunity. Joannell's on his way out. That was not a great idea, but it worked out. A little unread pressure there. That was Harry Smith pressuring for the Panthers. Clockers still with it, working their way around. Counterclockwise again. This is Tim Connors behind the net, looking to find a teammate open in front. There's a quick pass, shot, score!
Number 24, Griffin Frank.
Griffin Frank, is that a hat trick for him?
Easily.
Okay. Big goal there, well played. Just great execution on both ends there. Connors to Frank. Frank finds the back of the net, and the Clockers down by 1 with just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Your score is 6-5 Panthers.
Let's see if they can keep this momentum up.
It all starts with Joannell's winning the faceoff.
I'm still in awe on how many people are here.
It's probably the biggest crowd of the season in this stadium. Panthers end up with it. Here's an open shot. The Panthers get it right back just seconds later. That's Brian Sahajian with the goal for the Panthers. And just like that, it's quickly a 2-goal lead again for the Panthers.
Sorry about that.
They're up 7-5.
My feet are in right at my foot.
Just under 2 minutes to go. This is what happens when you put announcers and technology too close together.
Exactly. And big flip-flops.
Okay, Joannell's again on the face-off for the Clockers. See if he can make something happen here. He's able to get it, but yeah, he regains possession of it. That's a big play for Joannell's. Under heavy pressure right now by Del Ponte. He's going to go right on in. Oh, he had a triple team. He pulls it back out. This is Nick Fish with the ball now, dishing off on the far side to Frank, back to Fish, and now back to Joannell's. And PJ Kassane races off the field, going to catch a breather.
Well, what they're doing is switching out the long stick midi when they get the possession. They're bringing in a short stick midfielder.
Okay, so Fish with the ball, Milko in the middle of things there. Fish running around behind the net, looking to force something. Pass can't connect. A little bit of gamesmanship there by the Panthers and able to come up with it. Ball's loose. Teams are scrambling around for it. Out to Milko. He can't quite field it cleanly.
It's a push,
definitely a shove there. Not called. Ball still loose, but picked up by the Clockers. Ball loose again. It's all over the place right now. Going to be a very physical game as there's going to be a penalty as Caveney ran over a guy.
Nice save.
Okay, Brandt with a huge save and a late shove there by, I think, PJ Kassane. As a Panther looked up from the ground, I think that was Harry Smith, even with the helmet on, could tell he did not look happy, Pete.
No, he was not happy.
Clockers definitely turning up the physical aspect of the game right now, but it is going to cost them as they're going to be shorthanded for the next minute with 38.1 seconds to go in the third quarter.
That check was a little high. That's why they called it, just in case you're curious.
Sure.
Otherwise, getting body below the shoulders actually would have been clean.
Mm-hmm.
But the stick got a little high, and that's why they called it.
That had to be, out of the entire game so far, Pete, that was the longest I've seen the ball out of control. Like neither team having possession of it as it went from one part of the field to the next. Sticks flying, bodies flying everywhere. So
I think they're just going to hold on to the ball until the end of the quarter.
Okay. So Panthers just going to pass back and forth for the next 24 seconds or so.
Yep.
Clockers pulling back their D.
Well, they're going to be ready for it. They're not going to assume that they're not going to make a play.
Sure. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. And that'll do it. That's the end of the third quarter. With the Clockers down a man and down two goals. They are down 7-5. As we take a quick timeout, you're watching Ashland High School Boys Lacrosse on WACA-TV.
This is going to take some work for this fourth quarter.
And welcome back. It's fourth quarter action here. Ashland High School Boys Lacrosse against tonight's Tri-Valley opponent, the Holliston Panthers. I'm Josh Abrams, joined as always for lacrosse by Pete Clay. And if you're just joining us, you've missed a heck of a game so far. They've been coming in bunches. 7-5 as we start the fourth quarter in the final home game on senior night for the Clockers.
It has been a tennis match, back and forth. And let's see what we can do here in the fourth quarter. Down 2.
And the Panthers are going to start off with the ball and up a man on the power play. Okay, so we are underway in the fourth quarter. Quick shot on goal, wide, short side. It'll remain Panther ball. And they're going to start right up. Here's another opportunity. I thought he was going to take the shot there. That was Cotting. He's been a big goal scorer for the Panthers here tonight. Some good pressure on defense here by P.J. Cassane. The Panthers work the ball around. Looks like the Clockers have got their man back now. Bad pass, but handled by the Panthers. They hold on to possession. It's a long pass over the outstretched arms of Spencer Gravel. Panthers able to track down the loose ball. They have retained possession on the far side, and they're going to reset for another offensive push.
27 is one of their goal scorers.
Cotting.
They're trying to get him set up.
Oh yeah, he's had a couple tonight. Here's a quick shot off of Brandt, but right onto the stick of a Panther. Here's a good opportunity, and nice shove. Good physical play here by Dwinells. He's got his stick all around the face of that Panther, but they're able to pull it back and reset. Here's Danny Nash now for the Panthers. Back up top to Cotting. Okay, with a 2-goal lead, the Panthers happy to just keep passing around the periphery, waiting for that perfect opportunity. We're down to about 10.5 to go in the game now. Clockers down by 2. Panthers with the ball. Here's a run, shot, score. Over the shoulder of Brandt. Looked like it was number 15, Brian Sahajian. I believe he's got a hat trick yet now tonight. And it's a 3-goal lead, the biggest lead of the night for the Panthers. Clockers down 8-5.
Well, penalties will kill you.
Absolutely. Looks like we're seeing Nick Fish coming back out onto the field now for the for this next possession. So Dwinells walks into the face-off circle. He'll take it again for the Clockers. He's had a good amount of success so far tonight. Hasn't won everyone, but he's won a majority of them.
A little more success here. Oh.
Thought he had it, but Panthers equal to the task. Wow. There's a flag called on the Clockers, and there's the whistle to stop it. So I'm seeing Nick Fish jogging off. I believe the call was against him.
It is, number 22.
Pete, what do you think? Is that just frustration, or, you know?
Yeah, that's probably a little bit of frustration.
I mean, he's probably trying to get like his teammates revved up and energized, but yeah.
you got to control your emotions in this game, especially when it's a close game like this.
Sure.
It's anybody's game to win right now.
Okay, 10-13 to go. Clockers down by 3 and down a man on the field due to the penalty on Nick Fish. We're underway now here, fourth quarter action. Clockers and Panthers here on WACA-TV. Your announcers, Josh Abrams and Pete Clay. Happy to have you with us. The pass that isn't quite corralled by Brian Sahajian, but he's able to go back and grab it. They're on the power play. Under 10 minutes to go now. It's Cotting making the move over, now worked around behind the net. Liam Teague now with it. They're just working the ball counterclockwise. Ground ball shot goes wide, short side, out of bounds. It'll remain Panther ball.
Yep.
Danny Nash thought about taking a shot from the angle there. Thought better of it. They're still working it around. Now going to start going counterclockwise again. Danny Nash getting some pressure here as a shot on, never reached.
Oh.
Some great pressure by Milko. He's like two-handing him over there. Panthers still with it. They've had this possession going for about a minute and a half now.
It has been tough when you're trying to score goals
and you can't get the ball
back.
Exactly. Some long pressure here, long stick by Spencer Gravel. Panthers just pull it back out and reset. Here's Cotting trying to make a run and getting stick checked all the way by Nick Fish. Back over to Nash. He'll match up with Milko. Milko giving him everything he's got right now. Hitting the body, hitting the stick. Ball works around again counterclockwise. Gravel with some good pressure with the long stick again, but Panther gets by him. Pass in front, too hot to handle. It's rolling out of bounds. And that will be Clocker ball. Aiden Fish, the closest one to it with the long stick. He'll run right out with it. We're down under 8 minutes to go now in the game. Clocker's down by 3. They're going to have to make a move and make it fast. Milko down the near sideline to Frank. Had a big night here offensively. Connors behind the net to Clay. Back up top to Moriarty. Jeez. Wow. That's clean. Moriarty picks up the loose ball after Fish forced the turnover. Moriarty with some pressure. Dishes off to Connors. Connors getting some stick checks now. Frank tried to run a screen. Across to the far side now up top to Milko. Milko to Fish. Fish making his run. He doesn't have a great angle, but he takes the shot right in on the goalie. It looks a little shaken up, but he makes the save. And now we've got a ball loose down the far sideline. It's rolling out of bounds, and we've got a whistle. And that'll go Clocker way. I don't know, Pete, ref made a motion I see in basketball. It's called traveling. I'm sure that's not what it is here.
I'm not quite sure what that play was.
I heard him call white, but yet the Panthers have the ball. I'm a little surprised by this one. So 6:45 to go in the game. Panthers with the ball. And again, happy to just play some clock here, try and drain it a little bit with a 3-goal lead. Here's Cotting with the ball for the Panthers. Dwinell's just got back out onto the field. Sahajian matching up here with Fish. Back up top here to Danny Nash. This is Dwinell's going to put some pressure on him now, who quickly dishes off. Nick Fish with a couple of stick checks. Shot gets off as he loses balance. It looks like Nick Fish is going to go right back off again, Pete. So tough break for the Clockers. They just getting penalty after penalty called on them. We're down to 6:02 to go in the game. Clockers down by 3, and the Panthers on yet another power play tonight. Right in on net. Brandt made the save, but didn't know it. Went off his helmet and rolled out of bounds. It's going to stay Panther ball. Here's a quick shot and a score. That's Nick Cotting again for the Panthers. He's having a great night tonight. Panthers now up by 4 with 5:49 to go in the fourth quarter.
Now that's about, what, 5 man downs in a row they've scored on?
So the clock's starting to work against them at this point, Pete. They're going to need to win this face-off, set something up, and start finding the back of the net pretty quickly at this point.
Yes, they are.
Okay, Joannels loses the face-off. Panthers have it. Here's a
nice play by Gravel.
Ball's loose.
By Cassane.
Took a little while, but he finally picked it up clean. He gets stick checked and loses the ball. We're able to regain possession. Pass back, but
over and back.
Out of the reach. And now here's the Panthers with a great opportunity. Pass is blocked by number 4, Aiden Fish. Panthers somehow still with the ball. Gravel putting some good pressure on here in the corner as he recognizes the urgency of the situation, down 4 with about 5 minutes to go in the game. Right out in front, wide and out of bounds, Panther ball. 4:56 to go in the fourth quarter. Clockers down by 4. Back up top here to Danny Nash. Gonna work it along counterclockwise, maybe, far side. Gravel putting some pressure on with the long stick. Here's a shot, wide long side. It'll stay Panther ball.
I don't have much to say, I apologize. I'm containing myself.
It's a double-edged sword when we have parent of a player coming up to do color commentary, because I know you I know there are things you want to say. I know you're holding back. But I'm going to need you to jump in because I think our audience is getting tired of hearing just my voice. So another shot on goal, another shot wide by the Panthers. Clock stops with 4:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Clockers down by 4.
Panther ball again. It could be a... Nope.
Panthers going to kick it back up top here to Danny Nash. Back into the far corner. Pass almost intercepted by Joannels, just over his outreach stick, but the Panthers hold on. Moriarty with some pressure. Here's a shot, and somehow bounces up and into the net. Far side off of Brandt. That's goal number 10 for the Panthers. They've doubled up now on the Clockers, 10-5, with just under 4 minutes to go. Timeout Clockers, but it might be a little bit too late. Coach Bill Graham looks like he's going to try and settle his team down a bit here with 3:57 to go.
Down by 5. It's gotten out of control. It's gotten out of control.
But you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. If the refs aren't working with you, that's the unfortunate part.
Sure. Well, again, folks, whether you're joining us here on Facebook or on YouTube, here on WACA-TV, we appreciate you joining us. Finally starting to feel a little cooler here tonight. We hit over 90 earlier this afternoon.
And that turf was, you could fry an egg on it.
Absolutely.
Just like my forehead right now.
So it is senior night. We do want to say again, thank you and congratulations to the 7 seniors here on the boys lacrosse team. Jacob Clay, Matt Milko, Spencer Gravel, Anders Brandt, Nick Fish, Jack Lima, Griffin Frink. We thank you for your time here on the program and wish you the best of luck next year in college. Hope you guys will come back and visit
Hopefully they will.
In a post-COVID world, maybe we can really have a homecoming game for football. Real
nice.
fans like we have here tonight, a sellout crowd for boys lacrosse. But back to the action. Dwinell's, excuse me. Dwinell's going to take the face-off for the Clockers. See if he can make something happen here. He wins it right down the middle of the field. Takes the double team shot. Score! Dwinell takes it right down the lane.
Quick goal by 16.
Just what they need is see a little boost of energy here. So Clockers down 10-6 now with 3:50 to go. Just a few seconds ran off the clock as Dwinell's does it himself, wins the faceoff, takes it down, bounces off the double team, shoots and scores.
Did it all himself there. Seen this happen before at the youth level. He takes over. He knows what he needs to do. His nickname is Horse, just in case anyone's curious. That's been his nickname since first grade, and it's fitting.
Okay, can't come up with a face-off here, and it looks like the Panthers will pick it up. Couple of quick checks with the body here. Dwinell's is all over him. As Sahajian is able to hold on, he's just running around and able to avoid the turnover. Here's a long, high pass. Almost setting up Cotting to get leveled, but able to hold on. Cotting with it now, and they're going to go into their four corners basically here with 3:20 and counting to go here in the game. Clockers down by 4. Fish now.
Got to get physical here.
Yep. Caveney trying to get physical as well. Desperate times call for desperate actions. They're going to, that defense is pulling way out a lot further than they normally would, and now the Panthers beat it. Here's a
ball down.
It's a good opportunity, but not a clean pass, but still picked up by the Panthers. This is Kevin Lyons now, up top to Cotting, to the side of the net, right out in front. Bad pass. Clocker's not able to capitalize. The ball is still loose here, getting toward midfield. Fielded cleanly here by Harry Smith of the Panthers. And here's an opportunity. Shot lefty on goal.
Nice save.
Brandt with a big save. 2:33 to go in the game.
He's got to work this ball out quick.
Okay.
Somebody up the middle.
He's going to bring it out himself. Ball loose here right at midfield. Unable to pick it up cleanly. It's still loose and picked up by Harry Smith of the Panthers. Tough break for the Clockers. And here's a great opportunity. Can't connect for the Panthers. They had a guy loose on the near side, uncontested, but not able to field it cleanly was Liam Teague. And now Clocker scrambling a little bit with 2 minutes to go. This is Brandt at midfield, the goalie. Connects here to Clay, to Connors. Shot, pass, off the side of the net. Frink can't connect.
Ball out.
Loose right in front. Picked up by Frink. Gets the shot off and wide, short side. And that'll be a turnover. Great opportunity for the Clockers, but they can't connect. With 1:40 to go, Clockers still down by 4. Panthers have the ball. Good pressure by Clay, but can't knock it loose. And now Schneelock for the Panthers flying down the near side, passing ahead now to Liam Teague. Out in front, nice centering pass, shot,
nice
wide,
save.
long side, out of bounds, but it will go Panther way here, and they'll regain possession with 1:24 to go. Good pressure here by Cassane. Panther loses the ball and the stick out of bounds, and it's Clocker ball. 1:14 to go. Cassane to Brandt, the goalie. Brandt centering pass up the middle to Aiden Fish. Aiden looking for some help. Dishes off, and Caveney took his eye off the ball, started to run before he had possession, and it's a turnover for the Clockers, not what they needed. Less than a minute to go now, down by 4. And we have a timeout on the field. You just have
a little too much energy right there at the end. It's we needed to see that type of fire earlier on.
Sure.
And we didn't see it.
Look, you have to tip your hat to Holliston. They came in here today with a game plan. They executed it. didn't panic when they fell behind. I mean, they had the early lead, then fell behind, but they've been dominating pretty much ever since. They've gotten the high percentage shots. They've taken advantage of it, and Clockers haven't been able to connect.
Well,
the penalties haven't helped.
Penalties have been the killer in this second half. At least 4 on Ashland, maybe 5, and they scored on all of them, I believe. So that's tough to come back. It puts a lot of pressure on your defense and certainly on your goalie. You can't ask much more of them.
Nope. So is Andrew feeling the pressure now to fill the shoes of his older brother?
Well, yeah, there's always that pressure you feel, you know, and he'll be happy to get probably quite a bit of playing time in the future. And
the future is bright for the Clocker lacrosse program.
It is. They'll miss a few of these guys. Some of their attack, some of the offense is going to be missed. So, but they'll have to backfill it in.
Oh, just looking over the roster, it looks like there's a good balance of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. So, you know, just have the consistency in the program and keep refreshing.
And part of the problem this year, too, is they, with having wrestling, we really got hurt. I don't know if Holliston did, too. But
I'm not sure if that goal should count since they never started the clock. We're still at 57 seconds to go. I think the scorekeepers just realized their mistake.
Yep.
So, but that goal unfortunately does count. It's now 11-5 Panthers. See if they're going to address the clock situation here.
These defensemen are gassed right now.
Sure.
They're gassed. First half, we had a lot of possession. Second half, it was just all Holliston.
Yeah, I can see the ref pointing at his watch. Okay. They've taken a few seconds off the clock now, 52.5 to go. Seen a little bit of everything here this afternoon, Pete.
We have seen quite a bit.
Schwinnells with the wins the face-off. The ball is loose, but onto the stick of Jack Lima. Quick shot. Frank scores again. One of the few bright spots this afternoon for the Clockers. Griffin Frank is having a game for the ages. So it's now, again, a 4-goal deficit, but just 42.9 seconds left on the clock. Can Schwinnells race down 5 seconds at a time for
we'll see.
4 more goals?
It's a team effort here.
Sure.
That's it.
I mean, he's got to be gassed by now.
Well, that's why they call him the horse.
Okay, ball is loose at their feet, but the Panthers end up with it. Schwinnells tries to poke check, doesn't work. Right on in, a little fancy behind the back blind shot goes out of bounds. Panthers will hold on to it. 32.4 seconds left. Clockers down 11-7. Panthers with the ball. There's another high percentage shot right in, but Brand is equal to the task. He saw it the whole way. The ball is loose on the far side as we're down under 20 seconds to go. Ball out of bounds. And it looks like it'll stay with the Panthers, yep. Long centering pass here to Cooper Olson. He's going to take a run. Shot wide long side, and that will go Clocker way with 11.9 seconds left.
This is going to be it. Maybe one more rush here.
So about 100 yards to cover in 11.9 seconds. There's a long pass into heavy coverage. Panthers come down with it, I believe. Ball's now loose. It's at the feet. People are scrambling around. Frink ends up with it behind the back. Goalie doesn't know where it is, and that's the buzzer. We've got a final as the Panthers are able to hold on. 11-7 is your final here in Ashland.
That was a tough loss. They, you know, Holliston came in. They wanted a little bit more, looked like, early on. That's what's happened. They were probably pretty upset that they lost the first game 16-10. At the beginning of the year, and thought they had something they could come in. They figured it out. Maybe watch some film.
Yeah, well, so the teams split the season series, 1 game apiece. Again, your final here tonight is 11-7. Panthers over the Clockers. For Pete Clay, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching on WACA-TV. We'll see you back here in the fall for football and more.
Sounds
Thanks
great.
for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Marathon Deli. Marathon Deli offers a full range of lunch and dinner items for dine-in or catering. Fine cold cuts, cheeses, and meats also available, in addition to specialty wraps such as the Mayflower wrap as well as the Honey Bee wrap. They'll be sure to get your mouth watering. Serving Metro West for over 24 years, give them a call at 508-231-1859 or find them on the web at marathondeli.com.